Initial under the breeze. Sip with me. I'll pour it hot, so hot. I'll pour it sweet, so sweet. Spilling his tea, spilling and sipping his tea, spilling and sipping his tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda the Greek, feeling great, spilling tea. Have a seat and join me. Sip some tea, unwind with me. Let's grab a snack and talk some smack. I'm your girl, I got your back. I got the news, I got the views. I bet you can't wait, I know you can't wait to sip this tea. Sip this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea. Sipping this, sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda the Greek, shining bright, set the stage. Hollywood dreams, red carpet scenes, glitter and glow, the secrets I know. Drama with flair, I serve it rare. I got the scoop, I got the proof. I know you can't wait, so come and escape and sip this tea. Sip with me, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling this tea, sipping and spilling this tea, sipping and spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea. It's Yolanda the Greek. Sip with me. I'll pour it hot, so hot. I'll pour it sweet, so sweet. Spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda the Greek, feeling great, spilling tea. Have a seat and join me. Sip some tea, unwind with me. Let's grab a snack and talk some smack. I'm your girl, I got your back. I got the news, I got the views. I bet you can't wait, I know you can't wait to sip this tea. Sip this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea. Sipping and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda the Greek, shining bright, set the stage. Hollywood dreams, red carpet scenes, glitter and glow, the secrets I know. Drama with flair, I serve it rare. I got the scoop, I got the proof. I know you can't wait, so come and escape and sip this tea.
Stop like y'all.
Spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling this tea, sipping and spilling this tea, sipping and spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea.
It's not like y'all. Let's go. What's good, Diamond Gang? What's going on? Welcome everybody that came through tonight. We doing Jeffrey Epstein again. I'm back on my Epstein. So we're going to go over. Now, I did a live not too long ago as far as the conspiracy theories, if Jeffrey Epstein is alive or is he gone? Well, he has a brother, and his brother, Mark, believes that he did not unalive himself, that he was actually murdered. So we're going to go over the two theories, conspiracy theories, and I want y'all to tell me what y'all think. So let me go ahead and pull my screen up. We're going to get into the conspiracy theory that Jeffrey Epstein is still around. There has been new information that came out about his autopsy. So let's go.
A new analysis of surveillance video by CBS News shows a partial view of what may be someone possibly headed up to Epstein's cell tier the night he died. Notorious sex offender Jeffrey Epstein was found dead in his cell in the early morning of August 10, 2019, inside this since-shuttered federal prison in Manhattan. And this was the vow of then Attorney General Bill Barr.
We will get to the bottom of what happened, and there will be accountability.
Epstein's death was quickly ruled a suicide, but a technical failure that left only one working camera near his cell that night has created conspiracy theories about what happened leading up to it.
One working camera, employees sleep. There was a lot going on.
His death. At the time, the Attorney General said no one entered Epstein's housing tier the night of his death. But there's been scrutiny of a particular moment on the cell block surveillance footage where an orange-looking flash.
Y'all see that right there, that flash?
To be seen at 10:39 p.m. A report from the Justice Department Inspector General notes the flash, quote, "It is possible someone is carrying inmate linen or bedding up the stairs." And the final report refers to it as, quote, "an unidentified corrections officer." But now, newly released Justice Department documents reveal an initial FBI review of surveillance video on the cell block says the flash could possibly be an inmate. And independent video.
And I will be showing y'all tonight that that camera footage, camera footage that was submitted was altered.
Video analysts consulted by CBS News say the movement was more consistent with an inmate or someone wearing an orange prison uniform than a corrections officer. And prison employees tell CBS News it would have been highly unusual to move an inmate at 10:39 p.m. Jeffrey Epstein was found dead at 6:30 a.m. the following morning. And last year, then Deputy F.
I used to work at a prison. There is no way that they seen that a prison was up moving around at 10:30 at night. They're usually locked down.
FBI Director Dan Bongino insisted.
There's video clear as day. He's the only person in there and the only person coming out. You can see it.
A separate CBS News investigation last year also cast doubt on how the prison preserved the crime scene and why Jeffrey Epstein's body and some objects.
The crime scene even looked staged. There was sheets everywhere. It was staged. There was medications. There was all types of stuff everywhere. Let's go.
Removed before the FBI arrived. This does not change the assessment Epstein died by suicide, but these new details raise further questions about the thoroughness, Vlad, of that original investigation. First and only time on camera at
now pay attention. This shows a better view.
7:49 p.m. when the Department of Justice said he was escorted to his cell from another wing of the unit. It's important to note here, you don't actually see Epstein ascend the stairwell to his cell block. Remember what Dan Bongino said.
There's video clear as day. He's the only person in there and the only person coming out. You can see it.
Let's zoom in and play that again in slow motion. Here's the sliver of stairs. Epstein is here with his escort, and they walk off screen. When the FBI released the video, they said anyone entering or attempting to enter the tier where Epstein's cell was located from the common area would have been captured by this footage. But with the primary entrance here, the pathway from the entrance to the stairs is completely out of view of the camera. For the next hour or so, corrections officers and inmates are seen moving about, preparing for...
This is from that camera. They're just speeding it up, that same camera.
For all prisoners to be locked down. At 8:21, another inmate is seen being escorted toward the stairs leading to Epstein's cell area. No movement is detected on the stairs again. By 8:24, all of the inmates appear to have been taken to their cells. Noel told the Inspector General she visited Epstein's cell at about 10 p.m.
10 p.m. They visited him in his cell. Let's go.
You can see her head in that direction here, albeit closer to 10:30, but not.
They are supposed to do rounds. Every hour they are supposed to do count, y'all.
Not climb the stairs. The rules require rounds to be made every 30 minutes, but according to the report, this was the only time anyone checked on the inmate.
The prison that I worked at, it was every hour. This prison, every 30 minutes. Y'all heard him. Every 30 minutes, y'all hit the light.
That night. There was even a sign printed on orange paper posted on the guard station saying mandatory rounds must be conducted every 30 minutes on Epstein, as per God. This was because of concerns about his risk for suicide.
Guess what? They was asleep. Let's go.
At 10:38 p.m., the report says someone, probably Noel, carries a bundle of bedding or clothing up the stairs. It's a rare instance the video does catch movement on the stairs, but barely. Let's see that zoomed in and in slow motion.
Y'all see that? It's orange right there. Do y'all see that?
Motion again. Several of the video forensic experts we spoke with were skeptical about the report's conclusion and thought that the video could be showing an inmate walking up the stairs. Authorities say this was the last time anyone approached his cell block. And
why would it be an inmate walking up the stairs? Well, they could be doing laundry. I don't know if they have workers at night or not.
Until his body was discovered the next morning. Again, while the video does not contradict that, experts who viewed the video say the limited field of view makes it impossible to definitively conclude that no one used those stairs in that time period. Beyond this, there are other issues our investigation and others have uncovered. At 11:21 p.m. and 34 seconds, a cursor appears briefly on screen, indicating the video may have been recorded with a camera or a screen recording and was not an export of the raw.
They altered the original footage of this camera. Y'all see that? They shouldn't have seen this circle, none of that. This is altered footage.
File. The FBI said it had seized the prison's hard drive 5 days after his death and had released the full raw footage this month.
Jeffrey Epstein is still alive. This is a claim that's beginning to emerge, and I actually think it might hold some weight and be a real possibility considering some of the circumstances and new details that have recently emerged.
Now we about to get into the guard. Let's go.
Let me explain. August 10th of 2019, the day that is said to be the one that Jeffrey Epstein himself, according to a 4chan post by an anonymous individual, he claims to have witnessed Jeffrey Epstein the night before being removed in a wheelchair into a transport vehicle outside the jail and swapped with somebody else, saying essentially that Jeffrey Epstein was not the individual who was found to be deceased. Now, there were a lot of claims and a lot of assertions on 4chan and all around the internet that this really went dormant and didn't hold any weight at the time. Fast forward, however, to the new documents that have been released through the Epstein files. And guess what? This post has reemerged. The Department of Justice of the Southern District of New York actually listed this particular post by this anonymous individual on 4chan as something worth looking into. And it held enough weight that they want.
It's actually a correctional officer that was in there that was working that night.
Wanted to uncover the anonymous identity of who this person was. They subpoenaed records from Apple, from Citibank, from AT&T, and from 4chan as well. And what they discovered is that this individual was Roberto Grijalva, who
y'all see that? He was actually a guard at the prison.
Was a guard and a corrections officer there at the jail where Jeffrey Epstein was being held, giving a whole new level of weight and credibility to what was actually said in this post. They were scouring.
Do me a favor, gang. Could y'all please hit the like for me? That's it. That's all. Just hit the like for me. We're going to get into some things. We're going to get into what his brother said. We're going to get into the autopsy report. Please hit the like.
Through this guy's phone records, bank accounts, 4chan posts, and even his Apple ID. Why? Were they trying to hide something that they were trying to scrub from his details and from what he had said in this post? Maybe who he had been communicating with? Maybe what other connections or information he had? Is this individual even alive? Has anybody gone to check on this person to see if they're okay? Have they done a follow-up to get an account or information or testimony of what he knows or knew at the time? But then to go further, just 21 days later from the date of Jeffrey.
We're going to get into what Patel said. We're going to get into what Clinton said. We're going to get into what Ghislaine Maxwell said about his death. I need y'all to hit the like, and I need y'all to stay up in here.
Epstein being allegedly deceased. There was drone footage that was put online, and you've probably seen it yourself, of Little St. James or Epstein Island, where a drone is overhead looking at a groundskeeper.
I showed y'all this before with the drone. That is supposed to be Jeffrey Epstein.
Talking to a gentleman sitting in a golf cart. The gentleman sitting in the golf cart has a white head of hair and fits almost to the T the exact description of Jeffrey Epstein. 21 days later, after he's allegedly deceased. As soon as this individual looks up and recognizes that there's a drone, he immediately goes for cover, getting back underneath the golf cart to conceal his identity. And with the emergence of all the new details, documents, data, information, reports that have been put out by the Department of Justice, including the additional 3 million Epstein files that have yet to be released, even though they're supposed to be. This detail is massive, and I believe there's a possibility that Jeffrey Epstein may, in fact, still be alive today in 2026. I don't know. What do you think? Drop your comments down
Now we getting ready to get into what the guard actually said.
below and let me know.
This is wild. A document from the Epstein files says that Epstein's body was snuck out of the jail in a van and that they literally ran a decoy operation to avoid cameras. Look here, a male OCME official called and said he would be arriving at the loading dock with a black vehicle. In order to thwart the media, and blank used boxes and sheets to create what appeared to be a
Now, this is what was pulled from the files, the Epstein actual files, gang.
human body, which was put into the white OCME vehicle, which the press followed, allowing the black vehicle to depart unnoticed with Epstein's body. That, coupled with the 4chan message that one of the prison guards posted the night before Jeffrey Epstein died, saying that he thinks that they swapped out the body, and the inconsistency.
This is the inconsistencies in the face, the nose. Y'all see the inconsistencies?
Of the Epstein body compared to when Epstein was alive sure makes me wonder if he still is. So, what do you think? Is he alive and well, or is this just another crazy conspiracy theory? As always, I want to hear what you think about all of this down below. Well, what do you...
Now, there was activity from his FedEx, okay? This is crazy.
You know, Jeffrey Epstein's FedEx account was still active in 2024.
And wait till y'all hear what it was used for. Something regarding his company.
And in June of that year, it ordered something from Gulfstream Aerospace to Plan D LLC in Georgia. Coincidentally, Plan D LLC is a shell company of Jeffrey Epstein.
Did y'all hear that? A shell company of Jeffrey Epstein. Activity in 2024.
That was primarily used to operate one of Epstein's private jets, specifically his Gulfstream G550. We know from the files that this plane was being stored at a hangar in Cobb County in Georgia, only 3.6 miles and an 11-minute drive to this address. Whatever was ordered cost $22.67 and weighed 0.9 pounds, which fits the cost and weight description of an LED light bulb that's used for a Gulfstream G550 wing.
So that plane may be still in use today.
Now, this airport in Cobb County is for private jets only. No commercial flights. And on a full tank of gas, a Gulfstream G550 could go basically anywhere in the world, even directly from Georgia. So, do you still think he's dead? As always, I want to hear down below.
Somebody found a bombshell. Type this in.
Now, this is an address for Jeffrey Epstein, gang.
In the files. It'll be the only file that comes up.
Y'all see that? If anybody out there that looks into these files, here's the number right here. Here's the EFT number.
It's dated 2021. J.E. passed away in August of 2019. The subject and everybody involved is redacted. Who it's from, who it's to, who CC.
Again, this is from the Epstein files.
And in this email, somebody is sending on Tuesday, July 6th of 2021. They have a debriefing scheduled for Thursday at 1 p.m. They're trying to schedule a debriefing in a few days. Friday, I am on Arizona time through next week. So this morning is same time as you all, Thursday. A certain someone does live in Colorado. So he is 2 hours behind. So he
Y'all see it clear as day. It says Epstein.
has jumped on calls as early as 9 a.m. Eastern time in the past. So somebody is trying to have a debriefing with all of these important redacted individuals here. And if you want to take it a step further, has his brother ever lived in Colorado? Well, it says no. There's no credible evidence to suggest that. Anybody else ever lived
I want y'all to hear what Mark got to say.
or have ties in Colorado? Yes. Interesting.
We have some news right now. There are new questions about Jeffrey Epstein's death, how it happened, and possibly when it happened this evening, because there is now a press release that the Department of Justice presumably drafted, dated August 9th, 2019. The only problem, according to official records,
Pay attention to this. They got the dates mixed up. They about to have the dates mixed up. Hold on.
Jeffrey Epstein was found dead in his cell on August 10th, 2019. So this could be a typo, 100%. But this is a real press release drafted by the U.S. Attorney's Office. Peep the date, Friday, August 9th, 2019. This is the same press release that was released by the DOJ after Epstein died on August 10th. That's according to official records. But this one is dated August 9th. The best way to prove that this is a typo is to see the document's metadata, which
He passed away on the 10th. This official document was printed on the 9th.
DOJ has not released. So I would encourage the DOJ to release this. But that's not all. CBS News has confirmed that the night of Jeffrey Epstein's death, or rather the night before, there was an orange flash, presumably potentially another inmate or another person walking near his cell. The only problem with that, well, the DOJ previously said that no one was near Epstein's cell that night. So yeah, I've got questions. Hopefully we can answer them. Spread the word. Follow along for more.
A statement appearing to confirm Jeffrey Epstein's death before it officially happened has surfaced among the millions of...
So again, they confirmed his death on the 9th. He didn't pass away until the 10th.
Files released last weekend. The statement from the U.S. Attorney's Office is dated August 9th, 2019, while the Standard account says the file was found in his cell at 6:30 a.m. on August 10th. His unexpected death in custody came as he was being held ahead of his trial for conspiracy and sex trafficking. He was reportedly not on suicide watch at the time, despite being found injured in his cell 2 weeks prior.
This is a photo of Jeff.
Now we're going to get into his tattoos, gang. We're going to get into his tattoos. Let's go.
Jeffrey pulled from the Epstein files. Notice the tribal tattoo on his upper left arm. This is one of the autopsy photos that was given to CBS.
You don't see the tats at all.
For a 60 Minutes episode about his death. Notice no tattoo. Hold on. Here's a picture that's been circulating the internet wildly the last couple of days. It's supposedly Jeffrey alive and well in Israel. I have to tell you, that does look like him. The only discernible difference that I see, other than his hair's longer and he has a mustache and a beard, is that his cheeks are sunken in. He never had cheeks that were...
I'm looking at the chat. Kenneth, hold tight, because Mark, his brother, seems to believe that he was murdered. So we'll see.
Sunken in, but I think age will probably do that to you, and trauma will probably do that to you. I just find it odd that he's been supposedly dead for several years, and just now, a week after the files were released, he's caught on the street in Israel. The timing's a little too convenient. But then on the other hand, people are really hyper aware of his existence right now, where they probably haven't been as aware over these past several years. And maybe somebody was Jeffrey spotting, like a Where's Waldo kind of thing. Who knows? In any event, I want to know what you think. Leave me a comment.
Now I'm going to show y'all another picture of that tattoo, but we can get into the autopsy and the organ parts.
Comment.
Clear as day. Y'all don't see that tattoo. That tribal tattoo is showing. Not unless he got it lasered off, Diamond Gang, and I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt it. Now we getting ready to get into the.
So there's been a shocking development in the Jeffrey Epstein saga, and it's almost
pay attention to this, y'all.
Conclusive proof. It's as close to conclusive proof, I guess, as we can ever get that he's not dead. Jeffrey Epstein had his prostate removed. And how do we know? Because it's in the Epstein files. Here it is. You
So y'all heard it clear as day. He had his prostate removed.
have high testosterone and still have a need for Viagra because you don't have a prostate, right? Jeffrey Epstein. Correct. Well, he didn't have a prostate. Here's another one. A patient, Epstein, Jeffrey. This is from LabCorp. This is in the files. It says that after radical prostatectomy, so he had a radical prostatectomy. This is from the autopsy of Jeffrey Epstein. His bladder had 5 milliliters of cloudy yellow urine. The prostate is slightly.
So he claims he got his prostate removed, but during the autopsy, it was there. You can't grow one.
Slightly and diffusely enlarged with marked enlargement of the vermilabitatum. The testes are unremarkable. Boy, you don't want to hear that about your testes, do you?
So they're trying to say he had an enlarged prostate when it was removed.
Grok, is it possible to grow a replacement prostate? Grok says no. It's currently not possible to grow a full replacement prostate gland for clinical use in humans. While research has made impressive progress in understanding prostate regeneration and creating lab-grown models, no technology exists today to produce a transplantable, fully functional human prostate replacement suitable for implantation. So no. If Jeffrey Epstein autopsy notes the health of his prostate, but it's known that he had previously had it removed, then he either miraculously grew a new one or that wasn't his body. There's really no other conclusions to be had. I agree with you, Awakened Outlaw. I agree with you. He didn't have a prostate, and the body that went through the autopsy did have a prostate, conclusively proving that that is not Jeffrey Epstein's body that they showed us. Jeffrey Epstein is 100% still alive. I'm going to go with 100%.
Epstein was.
Let's go. Now, for the ones that's in the chat, that said that they think that he is still alive, we're getting ready to get into why his brother thought that he was murdered. Let's go.
Under the watch of the Justice Department when he died. Why are they investigating it?
Or if they said by the way, if they came out and said there's no the evidence things of a suicide, put the evidence out. Let's see what Bill Barr and those guys did. Let's show the receipts. The Warren Posse wants the receipts. They want receipts.
The evidence
Go ahead,
the
sir.
family had an alternative autopsy done that indicated murder and homicide.
And we're going to go over that alternative. We're going to actually have the man that conducted it, Michael, I can't remember his last name. He's from the state of Pennsylvania, where I'm from.
Not suicide. Did they analyze that autopsy? Or was it Dr. Baden?
Botten. His name is Botten.
We want the records. And, there's a process for releasing them, and they're not above the law, and they need to follow FOIA.
There's OIG
Now, this is Ghislaine. She said he was murdered. Let's go.
report. There's an SDNY investigation about that. Do you think he did not die by suicide, given all the things we just talked about?
I do not believe he died by suicide. No.
And do you believe that? Do you have any speculation or view of who killed him?
No, I don't.
Do you believe that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself? Are you
Now, Clinton, he on the fence. He don't know what's going on. He's very confused. Let's go.
Asking him to speculate on how Mr. Epstein died?
I'm asking what the president thinks of.
So you're asking his opinion?
Mr. President, was your friend Jeffrey Epstein suicidal?
Are you classifying him as a friend who he has testified that he was friendly?
He has called him a friend in a letter.
He said he was friendly, but not. You've asked for his testimony.
Mr. President, do you believe that Jeffrey Epstein was suicidal?
Do you know?
Was he ever
She's asking for the
suicidal?
best of your understanding.
I don't know. I only know what the medical finding was. I think maybe he finally got caught, and I don't know.
Bill Clinton wanted to say that he was murdered. He wanted to say that so bad, but he didn't.
I've accepted it in my own mind. I don't know what happened.
Mr. President, what did you accept? That he killed himself or that he did not?
That he did, but I don't know.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
Neither
Mr.
do you.
President.
We don't. None of us know. We weren't there.
Did you ever think that all these women around Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell was odd, unusual, weird, or creepy?
There weren't all that many around when I was there.
How many would you say is not all that many?
I think on this big plane that was working long hours,
I'm going to let this play out, gang. I didn't cut it.
having 2 to 4 people on there, I thought was, as far as I knew, they were all helping.
Flight attendants in tank tops and jeans, right?
No.
Do you believe you were a victim of a Jeffrey Epstein intel operation? Do you think that you might have been like caught up in some of what he was maybe potentially doing?
Excuse me, Congressman, which question are you asking?
I'm asking
Intel operation?
First of all, I don't.
Some type of intel
Bill is still shook up about the question as if he was murdered or not.
operation. I'm just curious because it's been speculated on today and yesterday
understand.
that he may have been an intel asset. Do you think, perhaps knowing what we know now, the proclivity of it all, that he may have been targeting you as part of an intel operation?
I doubt it.
Okay.
Did Jeffrey Epstein hang himself or did somebody kill him?
Senator, I believe he hung
Now we get ready to get into what Patel said. He just makes anything up off the top of his dome, y'all.
himself in a cell in the Metropolitan Detention Center.
Are you going to release all the information about that?
Senator, we are working through that right now with the Department of Justice.
When you think you'll have it done, Cash?
I think in the near future, sir.
Like before I die?
You said Jeffrey Epstein.
Again, this is Patel on a different occasion.
Committed suicide. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, who's been in segregated housing, you know a suicide when you see one, and that's what that was.
Jeffrey Epstein's brother, Mark, is going to speak specifically on that statement that he made.
He killed himself. You want me to get, I've seen the whole file. He killed himself.
It was not suicide. That's bullshit.
This is his brother, Mark. Okay. This is his brother, Mark. His brother, Mark's believe that he was murdered. Let's go.
It doesn't say that on your show.
That's all right. He changed his will in the days leading up to his death. Does that not point to suicide?
No, because I heard that. I looked into that. It's a legitimate question. But I checked with his attorneys, and it turns out he has changed his will a number of times.
So then that raises the question that if it's murder, who, why, and how?
Yes, that's exactly what we're trying to find out.
The siblings led separate lives, but were close even after Mark was made aware of his brother's...
He had nothing to do with what his brother had going on. Let's make that clear. Nothing.
Sex crimes against children. In your opinion, was your brother a good man?
My brother was wrong for what he did. You know, he was with girls that were too young. Other than that, people might want to hear it. He was a pretty interesting guy. He was a pretty good guy.
But this disturbing email interchange between the brothers emerged from the trove of files released in January. In 2012, Mark joked that a trip between his brother and Woody Allen to Paris was for a pedophile convention.
Y'all know if he was with Woody Allen, that's what it was about. Woody Allen is something else. He says it. He know he liked the kids. That's sad.
Jeffrey and I used to joke about a lot of things. So you can't take the things that I say in jest and put more weight to it than other than that. It was just to take something, funny. We make each other laugh.
But joking about pedophilia, it's a bit close to the bone, isn't it, when your brother is a pedophile?
I'm going to hang up on you if you continue to talk about things other than his death. You keep going off topic.
You have spoken at length about your suspicions of him being murdered.
I'm going to hang up on you. So have a great day.
What is life for you like as...
Now, this is when he was on Piers Morgan, y'all. It's going to be the same type of attitude. If you don't want to talk about his death, I'm out of here. And then we're going to hear from Michael Botten, the pathologist, I want to say, the guy that did the autopsy.
The brother of perhaps the most notorious person in America.
Well, my life is fine. I'm just getting a lot more calls from journalists and ask for, these kind of interviews. And I've told people I only talk about Jeffrey's death because I found that when I answer questions about anything else in the files, whatever I say gets misconstrued to fit somebody's agenda. So I no longer answer questions about the things in the files, which I really, to be honest, don't care about. I wasn't part of any of that. I'm not named in anything. And, and if
They only communicated by email and telephone conversations. They were miles apart. He had nothing to do with his brother's life or world. He lived a normal life.
if anyone's in the files or something that's supposed to be getting into trouble for something, I have nothing to do with that. That's their problem, not mine. I don't want to be cold about it, but I have my own life. Look, trust me, it would have been a lot easier for me if I thought Jeffrey committed suicide. I could have then, mourned my brother and went on with my life. But instead, I'm
right. But when you say, yeah, sure. But when you say you don't care about the files, I mean, I presume you mean because you're not directly accused of wrongdoing in them, which is completely correct, and you shouldn't have to justify something that doesn't involve you. However, your brother is obviously, there's so much stuff in these files which
and I think he has this type of attitude because he's sick of the way people was looking at him because of his brother. That's it. That's all. And at the end of the day, that's still his brother.
Exposes him as an appalling human being. My question for you would be, how much of this is new to you? I mean, do you even recognize
like I said, a lot
what you're
of
seeing
it's
from your brother?
Jeffrey and I were not. I didn't see him for 7 years before he died. Although we were always in communication with phones and emails, so I didn't know what he was up to. A lot of the stuff that's come out is surprising to me. I wasn't aware of a lot of this stuff, and I'm going to say, like with him, even though he's my brother, that was his problem. And now that he's dead, it's not his problem anymore. So again, unfortunately, I really don't care, to be honest with you. I'm just concerned that my brother, whoever and whatever he was murdered. That's my concern.
But you care about the victims, I presume, of your brother.
These are the questions I don't get into. Have a good day.
He left.
Well, extraordinary. Not a difficult question to answer.
This was your brother. And just so everybody knows, Mark wasn't part of anything that his brother was doing in this regard. He's never been connected to it. There's never been a suggestion. It's not about that. But Mark, you do not believe what the administration, the Trump administration, is putting out about your brother.
Right here, he's going to speak on Patel and what Patel said.
Now, why?
Well, every time they say something or do something to try to quash the fact that he was most likely murdered, they just put their foot further down their mouth. I mean, for instance, here's Patel in the congressional hearing. He listed his credentials as a prosecutor and other such things, and he said that it was a suicide. He said, it's suicide when you see it. That's basically what he said. So the questions that popped into my mind was, first of all, number one, how many suicides has he seen? Number one. Two, is he a forensic pathologist? Does he have a medical degree? Does he have a certificate that he passed the CPR course? Does he have a Boy Scout merit badge?
When y'all hear what Michael Barton say, it's going to change a lot of you guys' mind.
First aid? What is he basing his expertise on? Contrast that to Dr. Roman, who was a city pathologist who did the autopsy. She came out of the autopsy and said she couldn't call it a suicide because it looked too much like a homicide. When Cash Patel came out with that statement, I laughed at how stupid it was.
So the first pathologist said that she couldn't rule it because it looked more like a homicide. So the brother got a second opinion.
You're Jeffrey Epstein's only living relative. When did you hear of your brother's death first?
Well, I heard it the morning that he was found dead. I was having breakfast at a hotel, and the television was on, and Jeffrey's picture came on, and they said that he was found dead from the apparent suicide. That's how I learned about it, mid-breakfast. The government didn't notify me as they said they did. I learned about it on CNN.
And you say apparent. You don't believe it was a suicide?
No, I don't. Well, at the time I did. When they first said he was found dead from an apparent suicide, I had no reason to doubt it. He was in jail. He was, facing.
I tried to find this one inmate that said that it was impossible for him to do that in that cell, but I couldn't find it, y'all.
A potential
long prison term. I knew he wouldn't want to do that. He didn't have any children to worry about. Now, parents were already gone, and he didn't have to worry about me. So there was no reason to doubt it. But then the next day, they did the autopsy. I had to go back to New York. I identified his body, and they did the autopsy.
Did y'all hear that? He identified his body.
The autopsy was done by Dr. Roman, the city pathologist, and I had Dr. Bodden there because I had the right to have my own pathologist witness the autopsy. And
Dr. Bodden is the #1 pathologist in the United States. And I am proud because he is from the state of Pennsylvania, where I am from.
They came out of the room, and I was expecting them to say that this was a suicide, but they came out of the autopsy saying that they couldn't call this a suicide because it looked too much like a homicide. And that's when things started to change pretty fast.
What do you think happened to your brother?
Well, I think he was killed in the cell. Exactly, why, and also what had happened. They immediately, or within days, they labeled it a suicide because by doing that, it stops any other investigation. Now, this has never been investigated as a potential homicide, and that's where
it's never been investigated. They're lying. Bondi, Patel, they are lying.
They made the mistake because it's obvious that they didn't do that. And Bill Barr, the attorney general at the time, made a statement. He said that he personally watched the videotape and he saw that nobody went in or out of the tier where Jeffrey's cell was, and that convinced him it was a suicide. Well, when I first heard that, I said this is a cover-up for two
Thanks, guys, for hitting a like. I appreciate that. Please hit the like.
reasons. Number one, there were about a dozen other prisoners on the same tier as Jeffrey that would not have to go and go into or out of the tier in order if they were going to kill somebody. So by completely eliminating the possibility he was killed by somebody already on the tier shows that he wasn't being straight. And also to think that somebody can get to that door, go in, kill somebody and leave completely undetected doesn't make a lot of sense either. So that's when I knew it was a cover-up. And by calling it a suicide, they don't investigate as a homicide.
We're looking at the body.
Okay, this is Michael Barton, okay? Hold on. This is the pathologist.
There was a little odd situation there because the ligature furrow around the neck was horizontal. In a suicidal hanging, the ligature mark is usually up in the high part of the neck and goes upwards. And then the moment of surprise, there were 3 fractures, 2 of the thyroid cartilage, which is the Adam's apple, and 1 of the hyoid bone. In 50 years of doing this, I've never seen that. That's much more common crushing injury in homicidal strangulation. So I think at that point, there was concern as to whether it was suicide as thought or not.
So the medical examiner of New York City who conducted it, she said that it was inconclusive. She couldn't say it was suicide.
But then her boss, 3 or 4 days later, changed it to suicide.
Did y'all hear that? A couple days later, her boss, the first pathologist boss, came in and changed it. She said she couldn't make a determination. Her boss then came in 2 days later and changed it. So I'm pretty sure somebody had a conversation with them.
And then, okay, now all kinds of questions start coming up and the wheels start turning. Barbara Sampson, the chief medical examiner, she was not at the autopsy. Okay, so she comes up with the conclusion of the suicide based on what?
Tonight, Jeffrey Epstein's attorneys questioning whether his death was a suicide, saying they will even pursue, quote, legal action to view the pivotal videos, if they exist as they should, of the area proximate to Mr. Epstein's cell.
And it turned out somehow, magically, the cameras malfunctioned that day or was in a place where the camera didn't reach. So this is now a correctional officer taking an inmate down. This is supposed to be Jeffrey Epstein now. You're talking about August 9th at almost 8 o'clock in the evening. August 10th is when he was dead.
Do you think it's suspicious that there's only this one camera angle available? That's the only image?
If that's accurate, then yes, I do think it's suspicious. And you might say coincidental that the cameras are malfunctioning.
No, it's not coincidental. And I thought I had that clip in here showing that the actual footage was altered
around that time, but pretty unbelievable.
There were so many anomalies that night. His cellmate had been taken out. The guards were sleeping. The cameras were down.
All of these mysterious things fueled a lot of conspiracy theories.
There's just no way you can hang yourself off of a bunk bed at that height.
I think we have found Jeffrey Epstein's killer.
And it's the most secure federal lockup in the United States, and he got murdered in it. It's like, who has the power to do that?
When did you realize
Now, this is when he spoke to Fox News.
that the
This
Epstein
is
family
actually
needed
Michael
help?
Barton.
Well, I was asked by the brother, the next of kin, to be at the autopsy. And at the autopsy on day one, there were findings that were unusual for suicidal hanging and more consistent with ligature homicidal strangulation, which included...
And it was suggested at the time that he committed suicide by doing what?
By hanging. At the time, he was found allegedly hanging by a homemade ligature of sheets.
Are you saying you don't think it was suicide?
I think that the evidence points toward homicide rather than suicide.
Why?
Because there are multiple fractures.
It's that bone, them fractures in his neck.
In the hyoid bone, the thyroid cartilage, that are very unusual for suicide and more indicative of strangulation, homicidal strangulation.
Let's take a look at what the medical examiner stated. After careful review of all the investigative information, including complete autopsy findings, the determination on the death of Epstein is below. Cause, hanging, manner, suicide. You say that his fatal injuries are consistent with homicide?
More consistent with homicide. And in fact, at the time of the autopsy, the doctor doing the autopsy didn't think there was enough information to say suicide, so she put it pending further study. And then for some reason, and they want to know, the family wants to know, why was it changed from pending further study to homicide afterwards?
So if you're there watching them perform this autopsy, you notice these 3 broken bones, and you believe it would be homicide. So that would mean another person would have gone into his cell, strangled him. Did he have any signs of trying to fight back?
Well, they took fingernail clippings to see if there's anybody else's DNA on it, and that hasn't been released.
Did y'all hear
Neither
that?
has the information about this.
So any DNA testing has not been released. So if he had scratches, whatever, and they did DNA, they didn't release it.
DNA is on a ligature. A ligature was made out of 200 strips of orange sheets, and whoever made it had to have a lot of DNA on it. And the brother's been asking that from day one.
So all right, that's it. That is it, gang. Let me take my screen down. So, who still believes that he's alive? Who believes that? Put a 1 in the chat. If you still, after you heard from the pathologist, still thinks that, okay, who still believes? Put a 1 in. I know. Hey, what's up, baby? Yeah, after I seen all of this, I quickly changed my mind. Now, you guys remember the last time I just did the conspiracy on him, still being alive. I didn't go through the death conspiracies. That was prior to the extra additional Epstein files coming out. So I wanted to do this. Yes, that part, his brother identified him. When I did my first live stream, I had no knowledge of that. I had none. So now that I had that, no, I don't believe that he is still walking around and he's here, he's there, he's everywhere. His brother is adamant. He didn't want nothing to do with the other side of Jeffrey Epstein. You still believe it, Alonzo? What? I'm going to drop the link for a little bit. I still got 10 minutes. I'm gonna go start going. Well, I say 45 minutes to an hour, but hey, we got 10 more minutes to go. So I'm gonna stay on, gang. Thanks everybody for being here. Anybody new to this channel, please subscribe. All opinions are respected. I just ask for you not to be disrespectful. I drop the link all the time. You want to come up and add to the conversation, you can. Me too. Me too. They could not let him live. Right, because yeah, just imagine. Just imagine. But I still, Lynn, I think that he was powerful enough that if he was still alive, he would be able to plan to escape, and it would work. That too, I said that. Did you see her? Her nose, she's big. Her hair, her face, like, yeah. A lot of people don't believe that Ghislaine Maxwell is in jail. That, I think when they moved her, that's when I think that, you know what I mean, they may have let her go. That definitely was a double. Yes, he did. I went over that too. I did a live. If it wasn't for her, because he was a complete idiot. He was an idiot. He had very little. And she put him in that circle of people. So you're right again, Lynn. You think she's in Canada? You said she was in Canada? I believe that too. He worked for intelligence. I don't believe neither one of them is in jail. I don't believe Ghislaine is. I believe that Epstein was either a spy. Yeah, I do believe that. You said she is high up in Israel spy. You think? Her father was something else. I did a piece on him. When I did the story about Ghislaine, I told the story about her father. Her father was a thief. He stole through his businesses. That's crazy. Y'all, this was a good one. I for some reason, I can't get off this Epstein mess. I just can't. It's just, the more I see, and it's so hard because I try to go and get other content, and boom, I see something about Epstein. I start reading, and I'm right back at it again. Right back at it. Yeah, but her father was a thief. Remember when he passed away and they think someone unalived him? He supposedly did the same thing Epstein was unalived himself, but they believe somebody pushed him in that water. You said you're going to get off of it. I don't know. Please, if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. Please. I built this platform for everybody to have a voice. All opinions, like I said, is respected. You said she's at the White House? You believe that? Hey, who knows? One thing's for certain and two things for sure. She's going to keep protecting Trump for some reason. That's crazy. So I don't know. I probably will be live tomorrow. I don't know what it's going to be on. I have no idea at this point. But I try to go live at least 3 times a week. And now that this channel is monetized, I'll probably go live a little more than 3 times a week. I think I've been live about 4 or 5 times this week. I went live earlier about Britney Spears. I had some problems. It was storming here. But I'm happy this live went through without any problems, any troubles. That's crazy. Well, I can't wait to see, because I just feel like Ghislaine, is something else is going to happen with her. I don't feel like now that everything is just about out there that she's going to fade off. So I just don't. And I'm gonna keep my eye on it. That's just it. That's all. But before today was the first day I found out that Jeffrey Epstein's brother Mark identified his body. I didn't know. And I don't understand why they had him do that, but I guess that's a procedure that has to be done every time, I assume. So don't nobody want to click the link? Come on up, add to the conversation. I don't even want to get off. I'm mad I ended the video so soon. But like I said, I normally go on 45 minutes to an hour. 45 minutes to an hour. I want to know if they're going to release the rest of the files. I think they're going to be forced to. I think once Pam Bondi is gone, whoever replaces her, I think they're going to try to show off and show out. And I think they're going to end up releasing more files, which would be great, especially for the survivors. But I hope when they do that, they protect them and not dox them and put their personal information out there. So do you guys think that Trump is going to get his day for his own deposition? Do you guys think it'll happen? I do. I'm hoping that it does. But don't forget, and I'm not, you know what, Peanut? I just remembered. I'm going to be talking about this because Bill Gates, Howard Lutnick, they are all getting that. The guy, I think his last name is Black. He's getting a deposition. They're all, yeah. So I'm going to be covering that. So eventually I'll get off the rap, but I just don't know when. All right, let me add Peanut. Hey.
Hey. Good evening, everyone. How is everyone doing? Good evening. I was like,
Good
oh, my
evening.
sis missed me. I just spoke to you like a few hours ago.
I was going to say, I just
missed me
seen it.
already.
So what do you think about Epstein? You think he's gone or alive?
We spoke about this. I already told you I never followed the context of
Conspiracy.
him still being here.
So you
And
always thought he was.
I always thought he was gone. I always thought he was gone.
All right, another.
And with celebrities, the quickest way, not even just celebrities, just real life thing, because you know I'm a true crime person. So
Yeah.
when you
Yes.
have something to hide, you typically cremate.
Did they?
That's
That's
it.
what I needed to find out. I don't know if he was cremated
No,
or
he's
not.
cremated. I'm gonna tell you right now, he cremated. Because if he wasn't able to resume them by now, he's cremated.
Oh yeah, to check his neck.
Mm-hmm.
But you figure if his brother paid for Michael Barton, the top pathologist in the United States, it's
But
a
why
wrap.
why would his brother even do that?
Get that second
So
opinion because
his brother, to pay for somebody top notch like that, you already knew that your brother was in some stuff. And
he
you're
said he wanted the
confirming it.
truth.
Yeah, you already knew your brother won't shit. I'm sorry, I don't
He
mean to
said he
cuss.
knew
My
that.
apologies.
No, it's okay. He knew that.
But you
But
already knew that your brother was living that type of lifestyle.
I don't
And
think
with
that's
him
why.
living that, no, that's exactly why his brother did. That's exactly why his brother did it. He already knew he was living that type of lifestyle, and he felt like because of the type of people his brother surrounded himself with, and he got caught up and got mixed up and all of that, he already knew by his unaliving
Oh, I see what you're saying.
that something happened, which is why
Right. I see
he
what you're saying.
paid
You're
top
right.
dollars for that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
And
Because he knew. Yeah.
yeah, and you can even tell in the emotion of his in the emotions of his brother's voice that his brother ain't here no more. And
Yeah.
that's what we were speaking about earlier with Brittany. And I was just like, we lost the momentum of being able just to talk and kick it. We so used to just sending a text message that you're not able to hear and speak to someone.
Right. Yeah,
You're
you
not
could
able to
hear
do
the
that anymore
emotion.
with social media. You can hear the emotions in his voice that his brother is not here anymore.
You're right. You definitely right about that.
So
So
he's
what do you?
gone.
Yeah, he's definitely going. I believe it now. No more conspiracy theories for me. No more. mean,
I played along with you with it, but I was just like, I cannot
it would have been
believe she's doing
interesting if he
this.
was, because it would have been interesting if he was. You know, I've never heard of someone even getting away with something like that. So it would have been interesting. But do you think that they're going to release more files once they get Pam Bondi out?
No.
I do.
And if they do, it's not going to include what people are waiting for. It's going to, because the files that they're releasing is to make everybody look bad besides the Joker that's in the Oval right now.
Well, they released his too.
They did, but they've also been deleting, and they've been caught deleting.
Yeah, but they've recently been made to put what they deleted back out.
But they
That's
also
what I went over. Go
but
ahead.
they also signed a law to where Jokers in the doggone freaking Senate in the House, if they get accused of sexual harassment, that would never ever be public record. They just voted on that and approved it.
When was
So
this? This is bigger
this
than
week.
sexual harassment.
It's I mean
This
it's
is
bigger than sexual
crimes.
it's bigger than sexual harassment, but to know that you just put that in a law is
That's
different. So
it is,
with that being said, who is to say that they're not going to protect a lot of these files? Because it's going to bring out a whole lot more of folks.
and it is, and they're going to do it.
Bill Clinton is all in it. Trump
Right.
is all in it.
You missed the last two lives. You missed the last two live streams.
all
You
these
gotta
political
catch up.
all these political officials is all in it.
And that's what
People
they
that you would
know.
not have the people that you would not have thought about.
And
Owners
that's
of
why they're
businesses
pushing
that
for
we
it.
pay for every day is all in it.
Did you hear about the 7 that's going to be going in front of Congress? It is Bill Gates. It is Howard Lutnick. It is this black guy. It is this woman from Obama's camp. There's 7 that's being called in.
Bill Gates is going to be completely honest. I'm going to tell you why he's going to be completely honest. Because the Joker just issued, after we did that one live regarding Bill Gates and treating his wife for the STD, he literally just admitted to cheating on her.
Where have you been at? You haven't been around, because I just did a live on that as well.
Yeah, so
You got to go back about 5 or 6 lives.
I keep telling you to send me a freaking link whenever you go live, and you don't send me the link. I literally just told you this last night, and you ain't telling me you was live today.
Got to catch up, because I'm telling you, once you catch up, you're going to think otherwise.
Don't be trying to put that back on me. You need to tell me you're going live. You got my number.
I'm telling you, you're going to feel different. You're going to feel differently. Once they got caught, they was forced to put it back out there. Now, all 5 interviews, that's the live that I did. Today is Saturday. That's the live I did Thursday night, where I went over everything about what that 13-year-old went through. Those missing files were put back in there. And that was my live stream I did Thursday. Then, what else? Yeah, I believe that there will be more. Now, since Bill and Hillary, they set the bar. They set the precedent. There's going to be more people.
You saying they set the precedent? You saying that, but Bill, I can't stand Bill. I can't stand him. Like I literally would catch an assault charge if I see him, because I can't stand him that much. I really dislike Bill.
You missed my live. I even introduced his son that he had by a black woman.
Oh, I can't stand Bill. But even Hillary's even Hillary's response to the files, I was just like, really?
Yep, I did the crash out. I did all of that in there.
Like, really? I wouldn't put hands on her more than I want to put hands on him. And I'm not even a violent person, but it's just like, stay away from me. You're dangerous.
I think that
you're
next
dangerous.
day, no, and we went over this. Yeah, you were around. Maybe you weren't, because remember I said Hillary was triggered. You got to think about everything that she's been through with Bill.
I was on that live,
Exactly.
and I'm the one that said it, but I
She was
still don't
triggered.
like that heifer.
She was
I
very
still don't
triggered.
like I still don't like that heifer. She was triggered, but at the same time, you knew. And you knew that that video would eventually get out there, and you didn't want no parts of anything. And then to do that and know that you responded in that manner, and then to show up to who's that little joker that just passed away and he participated in Martin Luther King's unaliving? Who's that joker that just
What are
passed?
you talking about?
The one that just passed. He literally just had a funeral.
Who, Jesse Jackson?
There you go. Don't like his ass either.
Oh, wow.
Like
Well, we got to save this conversation for another day. We got to save this one for another day.
don't like because everybody's connected.
Oh, yeah,
Everybody's
no
connected.
doubt. I believe
And
that.
before my sis cussed me out, because she already know where I'm going with it. Before she cussed me
No,
out,
I
and before
don't
she
know. I swear, I promise you, I don't know. Go ahead. But they are
make sure
connected. You're right.
make sure you vote because they just took away
Yes.
Sunday voting, and today's the anniversary of Deadly Sunday.
Oh, wow.
So
You
make
stay up on
sure
that.
you know I'm pro-black, so that's why you be stopping me from talking a whole lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
But because you don't know.
Tell them tell them what you got going up next. Now let's talk about that. Tell
Okay,
them
so
about your
what?
channel. Introduce yourself. Tell them about your
Oh my
channel,
gosh, why
and
you
tell them
doing
what
me
you're going
like
to be doing.
this?
Because we getting ready to close out, and
I'm
I need
sick of
you to do
you.
this.
I'm
I need
sick of
you to do
you.
this.
I'm sick. We had a whole conversation earlier today, and you didn't tell me this is what we was gonna be doing.
I need you to tell them who you are and what type of content you will be covering
Oh my God, you're making my anxiety bad.
for the replay gang
Okay,
as well.
I'm shy in real life. I talk a lot of stuff on the internet, but when it's dealing with my passions, I'm not shy at all. So what I'm going to be doing on Chandelier Hargrove's channel, which is Peanut, um, I'm going to be talking about court cases. So I'm going from reporting on local crimes in your area to following crimes outside of the mugshot. So I'm going to be going from just posting your mugshot to following your case all the way through. And I'm only doing that in the state of North Carolina. I'm not doing that for any other case. I'm just going to be straight covering North Carolina news. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So this
Drop your link
weekend,
in the chat.
what I'm going to actually be doing, well, it's not going to work on vertical side.
Again.
But what I'm going to be doing is covering those court cases and following it through. There's a lot of court cases that's going to be going on trial this year. One is the unaliver, that's a top mom. And when I say tot, I mean toddler. She unalived her toddler daughter and she tried to blame her boyfriend. And they both was dual military. And his charges has since been dismissed, but his whole military career was ruined. And she's the only one facing those charges now. So I'm going to be covering a lot of those cases. I'm not exactly sure the E. Smith case, if everybody remembers that. I'm going to be covering that, where I think it was three or four teenagers was unalived due to two sisters street racing with each other.
I
I'm going to be
remember you
covering all of
talking about
those.
that case.
Yeah, I'm going to be covering all of those. And a lot of these families are asking me to be present in court because of how I cover things. So we're going to get into, I'm not posting your mugshots anymore. Even though people get mad at me when I post their mugshots, I'm going to take
Oh,
it from
thank
the
you. Here it
mugshot
is.
and follow it all the way through.
My sis Meek put it in the chat. This is
Oh,
her
thank
link,
you, Meek.
guys. If you're interested in court cases, she will be covering court cases and she will be starting very soon, like next week soon.
Yes, I'm going to put out my docket list next week. I will never cover viral cases. I'm going to let you know that right now. But if you send me something locally in your state, I will cover it. But if it goes viral, I'm never going to cover it because it gets too messy for me, and I don't have time. I don't have time for messy stuff. So
I get it.
Anything that you would like me to cover and to look into it, I will. I will also have somebody on my panel that was. I'm going after judges and lawyers too. If you unfair and you're doing things unfair, that's going to be on my channel.
I
But I
like
thank
that.
you so much. I thank you so
You're
much because my first case is going to be an attorney and his
I
bar
like that
complaints.
because there's a lot of judges that are grimy. There's a lot of attorneys that are grimy. Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah, you have to research things. So, and that's going to be the purpose of my channel is learning and growing and figuring out how to research people before you allow them to represent you.
Period.
Because and it's not even just about criminal law because criminal law is also traffic law. It's you still committed a criminal law. Like you still disobey the law. So you're still going to be taken I don't even know how to say it. You still are going to have to face a judge. And a lot of these criminal defense attorneys, when you have to pay them, they literally just get you to plead out because it's easier, which is why my
Right.
first case is going to be a criminal defense attorney. And I'm going to go through all the cases in the last few years that he has forced people to plead out to. And then admitted that he would not represent them if they didn't take the plea.
Oh wow. No, that's not right.
Yeah, I literally have that. I literally have that, and I unfortunately I can't speak to one of the people because they're incarcerated now because they took the plea and they violated probation.
Mm.
So that's what I'm going to be covering on my side of the fence, and
Make
that's my
sure y'all get
passion.
over there.
Yeah,
Get
that's
over
my
there and
passion,
subscribe.
and I can talk about it all day, and I ain't gonna do it right now. And I'm really mad at my sis because she done put me on the spot, so now I gotta go. I love y'all. Good
I
night.
love you
Peace, love, and
too.
joy.
Thank you for coming up. Make sure y'all subscribe, please, gang. All right,
Peace, love, and
Peanut.
joy, and
All
joy
right.
to those that love on you. You know I'm gonna call you when it's in, right?
Yeah, I'll talk to you when we get out. I'm proud. I'm proud. That's the first step. That is the first step. All right, Diamond Gang. Does this channel have regular days or random? You're saying my channel? I have content all day, every day. My channel does. So subscribe, Lynn. Yeah, I'm on all the time. Turn your notifications on. Like I said, I built this platform for people to just be able to be themselves. You could have an opinion other than what I'm thinking. Yeah. All opinions are respected. Oh, you did? Thank you, Lynn. Thank you. But yeah, like I said, I dropped the link. Believe it or not, last week, gang, I did a live stream about the war that's going on right now. And then someone from Israel hit my link. Israeli hit my link. And I allowed him to come up here and tell us why they love Trump. And he did. So all opinions are respected over here. You just can't be disrespectful. All right, gang, because I love you and it's time for you to start your channel, sweetie. That's why. It's time for you to come on. Now, you didn't sat on enough panels. You done modded in everybody's chat. It's time for you to do your own thing. All right, Diamond Gang. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. We over the hour mark. You have a channel. Give it to hey. Make sure you comment on anything comment on maybe my community wall. Comment somewhere and I will subscribe to your channel link and I will share it. Okay? I will share it. Okay. All right, y'all. We up out of here. To all my beautiful mods, Meek, EJ, y'all my faves. To my sis Peanut, thanks for coming through. I will see you guys tomorrow. I just don't know what I'm going to talk about, but it'll be something interesting. All right, gang, I'm out.
It's your under degree. Sip with me. I'll pour.
Y'all, when I hear my song, I sing so loud. I know my neighbors be like, oh my goodness, she sound like a howling dog. Spilling the tea, spilling and sipping the tea. See y'all, I'm out.
So high, I'll pour it sweet, so sweet. Spilling his tea, spilling and sipping his tea, spilling and sipping his tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda the Great, feeling great.
Thanks, Meek. I'm gonna subscribe to her channel right now. I appreciate you. Thank you, EJ.
Spilling tea, have a seat and join me. Sip some tea, unwind with me. Let's grab a snack and talk some smack. I'm your girl, I got your back. I got the news, I got the views. I bet you can't wait, I know you can't wait to sip this tea. Sip this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling it.
Hit that like on the way out the door, please, and thank you.
Spilling this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda the Great, shining bright. Set the stage, Hollywood dreams, red carpet scenes, glitter and glow, the secrets I know. Drama with flair, I serve it rare. I got the scoop, I got the proof. I know you can't wait, so come and escape and sip this tea. Sip with me, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling this tea.